And thank you so much for the panelists as well for allowing me to participate in this historic debate. It's a very good question that you have asked, Mr. Kumar, which is, what is the significance of Gray's Inn? What I would like to say is that the legal education that Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar took was only at Gray's Inn in London. We all know that he studied at the London School of Economics. We also know that he studied at Columbia University. But those universities was where he got his economics education. So as a result, we can trace Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar's legal journey from Gray's Inn. And if you think about the one achievement that most people know about Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar's impressive CV, is the fact that he was the chief architect of the Indian Constitution. So as a result, you can imagine and you can conclude that the source of the Indian Constitution starts from his legal education at Gray's Inn. So if you actually trace where India's Constitution comes from, you can say very clearly, you can see very clearly as well, that it comes from Gray's Inn. That's where Baba Saheb's legal education took place, and finally gets translated by his mammoth task of writing the Indian Constitution. So although we can give a lot of credit for Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar for a lot of other things, for example, for taking my grandfather and 500,000 other people outside Hinduism and into Buddhism, also being a stalwart of the Reserve Bank of India, etc. So there are so many contributions that I could list here. But the one contribution that the world definitely knows about is that he was the chief architect of the Indian Constitution. And the significance of Gray's Inn is that that legal knowledge was acquired there. So I like to put it in this manner, that Gray's Inn is the fountain from which Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar developed and shaped India's constitution. So the reason why for me Gray's Inn was so important was that as a staunch Ambedkarite Buddhist, direct lineage of my grandfather, as you've mentioned, was at the conversion ceremony in 1956. You can say that for me, there was no other option but to become a barrister from Gray's Inn. I mean, what use is being in London? What use is there being in the UK and having aspirations to take forward the work of Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar and not becoming a barrister? So for me, the question is the other way around, which is that if I'm in London, if I'm in the UK, and if I want to help my community, if I want to help the Bahujan community, I could make the best use of my time here by enrolling and becoming a barrister through Gray's Inn. So just so you know, there are 4 different inns of court. Gray's Inn is just one of them. So there is Gray's Inn. There is Inner Temple, where Gandhiji studied. Then you have Lincoln's Inn, from where Muhammad Ali Jinnah, the founder of Pakistan, studied. And Middle Temple, from where Vallabhbhai Patel studied. But for me, of all these 4 people, the choice was very clear, that it was Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar in whose footsteps I wish to follow, and therefore I chose Gray's Inn. I hope that answers your question.